Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to share this video with you guys because I really want to share the storyline of Sophie and Margo on this very interesting series that I just recently came across, and yes, it is a brand new couple. But before we get into further details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. It's very important for the growth of the channel, and please let me know also your thoughts down below in the comments as well.
Feel like I've known you for way longer than I have. Oh, nothing's weird, darling. We haven't arranged. What do you want? That was really something. Yeah, it was. You gonna make it? Just you and me. That's right. It's just us.
Yes, so like I mentioned recently, I actually came across this series and I was like, I saw there was like basically a lesbian relationship going on, and I was like, yes, I need to go ahead, go watch and go support it and to see if it's worth the watch or should we just skip and leave it where it is at. But I can 100 trillion% say it is definitely worth the watch. It's very queer. I can say there is a lot of woman on woman love and spiciness going on. So I will highly recommend watching it if you guys are looking for a new current, and also very interesting series to watch. This is definitely the one I will highly recommend. So let's get right into further details and actually discuss about everything and what is happening between, in this case, Sophie and Margo, because their storyline is very interesting and I feel like it has a very important role, and basically it's the most important role on the show. First and foremost, the series follows Sophie, who trades her life, in Boston to move to Texas, and she basically falls into a wealthy socialist magnetic orbit where a clique of housewives basically hides a lot of secrets. Yes, so who is Sophie? Sophie basically she left behind her envy-inspiring career and her stressful competitive life in a big city, so her husband could take up a new job in a rural Texas. She finds herself bored and basically restless and falls in with a new group, and within in this case with the housewives. And on the other hand, we also have Margo. Margo is basically like the ringleader of an elite clique of socialists known as the hunting wives, known as Sophie. She is very much like in control of everything. In this case, Margo is in control of everything, the girls, the groups, because her husband is a very successful man. And not only that, even though she and her husband, they are married, they have a relationship, they also have an agreement, and basically more of the story, an open relationship where they are allowed to basically have intimacy and basically just hook up with other people as well. So Margot, she definitely hooks up with other people, people she had no business hooking up with, and also she starts to hook up in this case with Sophie, because Sophie also has her own situation going on in her marriage. And we have to keep in mind both of them are married. Yes, both of them are married, and both of them now, Margot doesn't have kids, but Sophie actually has a young son with her husband. So Sophie, when she first met Margot, you can instantly see there was a connection. You can instantly see that Sophie was drawn to Margot. There was just something about how she is, how she handles herself, how she's outspoken, how she has this fire to herself, and how she's not afraid to express what she feels. That definitely draws Sophie to Margot. And on the other hand, Margot also interesting. I will not get into a lot of details regarding this because I will be doing a video on it. Margot also has another situation going on with one of the housewives as well, who's also investigating Sophie to try to figure out who this woman is. So that will be a whole nother video for a whole nother conversation. So I will keep that, on pause. And Sophie, you can see she's starting to feel very drawn to Margot. Margot was like a support system to her. She didn't have no friends. She's new in town. And also, you like Margot said, hey, what do you want? I feel like your husband controls you a lot. You need to put yourself more out there. And then Sophie slowly but surely started to open herself to Margot and basically just telling her what she went through. She accidentally eliminated someone because of an accident that happened. She kind of feels guilty. It's been 2 years. She didn't drink, she didn't drive. But after she met Margot, she started to do all of that again, basically drinking and also driving and just, being reckless and, just living freely in a way that somehow is affecting her slowly but surely, because everything that Sophie wants in this moment is to please and to be by Margot's side. And obviously Margot being very manipulative. I feel like she does care for Sophie, but I really do feel like Margot is very manipulative. She knows how to basically manipulate people emotionally to get what she wants out of them, and that's exactly what is happening in my personal opinion in this case. Because Margot's husband, like I said, he is planning to run for a political position, and obviously Margot now she has to clean up her records, because if people later on, when her husband starts to run for all of these important positions, they will go dig in and see what she has on her record to basically ruin this possibility of her husband to get to where he wants to be at. So that's one of the reasons why Margot actually ended her situation with another housewife, and also like she is, even though she slept with Sophie, so she and Sophie, they have this amazing bond, like complicated bond. I won't say amazing bond. I would just say interesting bond. Some way, somehow, she's also trying to keep Sophie around, because at this point, Sophie, she does know a lot about Margot. She does know what Margot does when she's not with her husband. She knows about Margot's affairs. She knows what, like, just the lifestyle that Margot has. And obviously, you cannot become an enemy of someone that can bring you down. So I do feel like, Margot is trying to keep Sophie around, in this case, also to protect her own personal secrets. And on the other way, I definitely do see like Sophie falling for Margot. I don't know why. Currently, I'm not finished with the show. I am on episode 4. But so far, of what I can see, I really can see that, in this case, Sophie, she is very, very much drawn towards Margot. She really like is starting to fall for Margot, and I feel like Margot can see that. I feel like she definitely can see that this is happening. That Sophie wants it. That Sophie is giving in to her, and that Sophie is basically obeying her a lot. So, and she also knows that Sophie is very weak. Like Sophie lets people take control of her emotions, and she's not a much of a person that basically stands up for herself. She kind of get leads, So I definitely do am seeing Margot taking advantage of that as well. And also at this point, she already opened herself a lot, to Margot by basically expressing how she feels, what she went through, her traumas, what she's overcoming, her marriage, everything. So Margot also already has a lot on her as well. So where I left off at episode 4, we can basically see in this case, how can we say, Sophie getting arrested, or basically getting taken into custody because of an elimination that happened, on a very wild night that everybody had, while Sophie and Margot, they were, doing things they had no business doing. And during that moment, someone, even though they were not like at the location, but obviously there are suspicions that, in this case, Sophie might have something to do with the elimination of another young girl. So yes, there is a lot that will be uncovered. If you guys have watched the show and you guys have finished watching the show, please don't spoil the finale for me, because I will definitely be doing a part 2 to see what will happen. And yeah, so far the only thing that I can say, I am enjoying the show. It's very cool, it's very lesbian in this case, and I will highly recommend watching it. It's super intense, it's super slow, intense at the same time. It's a lot of things going on. It has one season available. And sorry, before I go, I haven't mentioned the name. Is basically called The Hunting Wives. Yes, The Hunting Wives. It has one season available, and it is available to watch. Guess where? On Netflix. Once again, Netflix not disappointing at all. So if you guys haven't watched it, go ahead, go watch, go support. Come back, give me your feedback, because it's very, very much important, like I always say. But yeah, I will definitely rate it so far a strong 7.5 out of a 10. So yes, guys, that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hope you all have enjoyed this video. Until the next video, and goodbye.